My beloved child, in this very moment I do not ask you for a hasty action or a perfect prayer. I simply invite you, pause for a moment gently and open your heart to me as a child who trusts and seeks shelter in the arms of the Father amidst the storm of unceasing thoughts. I know every movement of your mind, every fleeting thought, every quiet worry that rises in your heart as you awaken each morning and face another day filled with pressure. I do not rebuke you for this, my child, for I see that you are trying, but there are times when striving must make room for stillness, and today is such a time. I have something to speak, not to frighten you, but to lead you into a deeper understanding of my loving plan for your life, especially concerning the matter you have so often brought before me in quiet longing and anxious hope, your future spouse. My dear one, let me say this with all the tenderness and wisdom of a father who knows every corner of your heart. The person you are meant to marry is not a coincidence in your life. It is not by chance, not by circumstance, and certainly not by your own calculations. It is part of the divine blueprint I wrote before you were ever formed. And sometimes that plan does not unfold according to the image you painted in your imagination. Sometimes the one I have prepared for you may carry traits you did not expect, perhaps in personality and life circumstances, or even in age. Yes, my beloved, even that. I want you to understand that this person may not fit within the limitations you once set for yourself. They may be older than you or younger than you beyond what you had once imagined. Perhaps you once thought they must be like this, reasonable in that way, close in age of the same generation, the same level of awareness. But I, the creator of love and marriage, am not bound by the boundaries society has built. I do not choose based on age. I choose based on purpose and the alignment of hearts. I see what you cannot see. I know who can walk beside you through the hills and valleys of life, who can pray with you through the night, who will strengthen your faith when you are weak, who will love you, not with fleeting emotion, but with a love that mirrors mine. So, my child, if one day your heart begins to stir for someone unexpected, do not dismiss it solely because of age differences or the deeply rooted expectations of the world. Instead, come to me, ask me, and listen for my voice. I am the one who guides your steps. I am the one who sees beyond appearances, who looks into the depths of the heart. And I know the one I have chosen for you will help you see that true love is not built on surface similarities, but on a sacred harmony, one that I myself orchestrate. If you feel surprised or even uncomfortable as you hear these words, I understand. But trust me, whatever I speak comes forth only for your good. Believe in the wisdom of my love. Do not build your vision of marriage upon fleeting emotion or cultural ideals. Let me be the architect of this eternal bond. I will not merely bring you a life partner, but a co-laborer in my kingdom. One who will not only hold your hand at the altar, but stand beside you in spiritual battles, help you uphold your faith, and raise a generation who reveres my name. In this way, marriage will no longer serve just as a vessel for personal fulfillment, but as a testimony of my glory on earth. Therefore, my beloved child, open your heart to my leading. Do not be afraid if what I reveal differs from what you once expected. I do not destroy your dreams, I reshape them in the light of eternity. And one day when you look back, you will say, "Thank you, Father, for not giving me what I thought I wanted, but for giving me the right person at the right time for the right destiny." And that person, whether older or younger, will be the one who makes you realize that I have always known what is best for you, beyond the limits of your own understanding. So today, as you sit quietly in my presence, let your heart be softened by this truth. Let your faith no longer rest on what your eyes can see, but on the one who has seen your whole life from beginning to end. Live with a heart that is ready, not fixed in human molds, but yielded to my will. For I, your Father, am preparing something wonderful, a love that is boundless, unshackled by the number of years, and anchored in the strength of divine purpose. I love you. And that person I love, preserve and prepare them also, so they may walk with you into a future not only filled with joy, but bearing fruit for my kingdom. Do not fear the differences. Do not fear the unexpected. For the unexpected things that come from me are always the most precious gifts. My beloved child, in the deep silence of your soul, I feel every weighty thought you are carrying. I see the nights you lay awake, the moments you quietly ask, Am I making the right choice? Is that person out there? Will they understand me? Walk with me in the mission you've given me. I know every unspoken question, every image you've painted. In your mind of a person arriving at the perfect time with a harmonious personality, maturity, gentleness, deep faith, and a heart that loves me. I see even the dreams you've treasured since your youth, the things you once wrote in your journal, and the prayers you have whispered silently to me. But today, my child, I want you to hear the whisper of my heart, a gentle reminder not to dismiss your longing but to lift it to a higher place. You have planned, you have imagined. But remember this, my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts surpass anything you have ever conceived. I do not scorn your careful preparation, for your reverence and thoughtfulness regarding love are deeply beautiful. But I invite you to release a portion of your control so that I may do wonders through things that go beyond human understanding. The one I have prepared for you may not arrive in the way you once expected. They may not fit the ideal age range you had envisioned, nor resemble the image shaped by societal norms or familial expectations. They might come from a life journey, unlike your own, carrying a past filled with challenges or a spirit you don't fully understand at first. Yet it is precisely in that difference that I will perform a wonder. It is within what seems like mismatch or incompatibility that I will weave a sacred tapestry where every weakness is met with grace and every limitation becomes an opportunity for love and forgiveness to grow deeper and truer. My child, true love is not built upon perfect alignment in preferences or circumstances. True love is birthed from obedience to my voice and trust in my divine choosing. And marriage in the light of heaven is not merely companionship between two people. It is a union crafted for a purpose greater than themselves. It is where I use two souls to create a dwelling place that reflects my presence, where love does not diminish in adversity, but increases through every season, through every difference, and through every moment that demands more forgiveness than understanding. So, beloved one, if you are still waiting, wait with faith. Do not fear the passing of time if that person has not yet appeared. Do not doubt when they do arrive, but differ from what you imagined. Ask me, listen to me. I will not lead you into confusion, but into peace, a peace where you don't have to strive to fit in, but can simply breathe and know, my Father knows, and this is the one He has chosen for me. You may have to let go of some old standards, not because you are lowering your worth, but because you are raising your faith. You may have to see with new eyes not just what appears outwardly, but what I am building behind the curtain of time. And you will be surprised to discover that the one I have chosen is not merely a life partner, but a divine puzzle piece fitted perfectly into your journey. This person will not only love you with their heart, but will love you through reverent eyes fixed on me, through quiet prayers, daily faithfulness, and even through their humble willingness to grow beside you by acknowledging and learning from their mistakes. I do not promise there will be no trials, but I promise to be in the midst of you both, to be the strong threefold cord that binds your hearts with eternal love. And if you allow me to be the center, what you will receive is not just a spouse, but a living testimony of my faithfulness, a continual reminder that what I do is always good, even when it doesn't make sense in the moment. So today, my dear child, release every anxious thought to me. Do not force your way toward answers. Do not let time disturb your peace. Open your heart, live faithfully, love generously, serve humbly, pray continually, and let me build all things according to my perfect timing. For when you let me choose, that person will not come to merely fill a void, but to walk with you into the next chapter of the eternal story I have written for your life. I am always here, loving you in silence, watching over you, and ready to do immeasurably more than all you ask or imagine. You only need to believe. You only need to be willing. The rest let me work the miracle, for I am the one who holds your future, and my love for you is never mistaken. My precious one, hear my words with an open heart, for today I desire to place within your spirit a gentle comfort, a sacred truth that goes beyond every limit you once thought absolute. I know there are things that leave you bewildered, even shake your faith, things that unfold outside the patterns you were taught, the things you once believed or the hopes you carefully constructed. But know this, nothing in my plan is random. Every occurrence, every encounter, every delay, and even the abrupt changes you do not yet comprehend, they all carry a deeper purpose rooted in my love and infinite wisdom. I assure you, behind every question that troubles your heart lies a divine reason, a grace-filled preparation, and a future carefully arranged by my own hand. You may have grown up in an environment where age standards in marriage were considered immutable. Perhaps your family culture or stories around you instilled the belief that spouses should be close in age, a perfect match according to human eyes. Maybe you once believed only someone older could lead with maturity or someone younger could bring vitality. Perhaps you imagined an ideal partner based on logic or role models you admired. But remember, my child, I, the creator of all things, am not bound by human traditions. I am not restrained by what the world deems reasonable. I do not need culture's approval to do the miraculous. I am the one who sees the heart, who sees both the hidden longings and the buried wounds, the humility behind a glance and the faithfulness in unseen acts. I do not choose by birth year. I choose by the soul's alignment with destiny. Let me expand your vision. There are meetings you consider coincidences, but they've been divinely orchestrated long before. There are connections that appear conflicting, yet under heaven's guidance they harmonize in mysterious beauty. There are people who come not in the form of youthful dreams, yet they become the answer to your deepest prayers. When you allow your heart to be freed from human frameworks, you will discover that the diversity in my plan is astonishingly beautiful. I can connect a broken heart with one that has learned to heal. I can use a soul that once wandered to lead you into steadfastness. And sometimes the greatest miracle I do is not in making someone fit what you wanted, but in transforming you to love what I have chosen. So do not let fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, or of stepping beyond what's familiar, blind you to the truth that I always work all things together for the good of those who love me. Insecurity arises when you try to control what you were meant to surrender. But when you allow me to guide you, peace will flow like a stream in the wilderness. When you choose trust over doubt, you will glimpse a part of the eternal tapestry I'm weaving, not just for you, but for the generations to come. True love, my child, does not require the approval of the crowd, but only the affirmation of heaven. Holy marriage is not built on the nearness of age, but on the harmony of hearts, the unity of purpose, and the sacred covenant sealed by me. When I choose someone for you, they will not arrive to perfect everything, but to grow with you in maturity. Together, you will learn to love, to be patient, to forgive, and to believe that even in your differences, everything can be made beautiful in its time if you place it in my hands. My beloved child, do not hesitate when your heart is drawn towards someone who doesn't fit the image you once imagined. Do not be afraid when you find yourself loving someone in a way that your reasoning cannot yet explain. Bring this matter before me. Ask me. Pray in humility, and I will reveal to you each step, each sign, and each confirmation. I will never let you walk alone, never. And when you walk in the light of my guidance, you will not stray. So, my child, trust me. Open your heart. Live in the freedom of grace, not bound by what the world calls normal. Let me write your love story with the pen of tenderness, mercy, and divine insight, written by the one who loved you before you ever knew how to love. And when you enter into the relationship I have chosen for you, you will not only find joy, but also discover purpose, healing, and a sacred journey that leads to maturity in faith and love. I am always with you, always loving you, and always working for your best. Believe this with all your heart, and for the rest, let me do the miraculous, in my way, different but complete. My beloved child, among all the paths humankind may choose to build happiness, I want you to know that my plan for you is neither a passing thought nor a random occurrence. Every detail of your life has been woven by me with deep love, wise care, and a divine strategy far beyond human comprehension. The love you are seeking is not born out of coincidence, but is the result of a journey I have seen from the beginning to the end. And if I have deemed it right to join you with someone whose age surprises, you know that it is not a mistake but a complete piece of the loving plan I established for your life from eternity. I know that in your thoughts you may have envisioned a spouse according to common patterns, similar in age, close in life experiences, easily empathetic through each stage of life. Perhaps you thought that a difference in age would create a gap too wide to bridge. But my beloved, listen to me, that difference is not a burden. It is the setting where my grace will be revealed more clearly. When I bring two hearts together from different seasons of life, I also supply the wisdom and love needed for those hearts to meet at the intersection of surrender, reverence for me, and a shared hunger for growth in me. I never place two people into a relationship for them to stumble into failure, but so they may learn to build, to love, and to reflect my light in a world full of confusion and doubt. Do you not know that sometimes age difference becomes the very bridge for deep learning? The older one may bring calmness, experience, and compassion, while the younger one brings vitality, freshness, and the ability to see wonder in small things. And when two people choose to see each other through the eyes of love and understanding, not through judgment, those very differences become the material from which love grows, shaping two hearts to complete one another, rather than wear each other down. This is how I train your soul, not through ease, but through the walk of growing together, sometimes waiting, sometimes yielding, but always for mutual maturity in the Holy Spirit. My child, do not fear that the other won't understand you simply because you belong to different generations. When I am the center of the bond, I become the common voice between two hearts. Do not worry that others won't agree, for my will was never designed to please the crowd, but to fulfill eternal purpose in your life. And do not panic when differences arise, for I have not called you to a perfect love, but to a holy love where you both learn to love as I have loved you patiently, faithfully, and without abandonment. If you are willing to step into that relationship with trust in me, you will see things beyond imagination. I will open your eyes to beauty you had not noticed before. I will give you a new language to communicate with forgiveness and kindness. I will turn what you once saw as obstacles into opportunities for love to grow stronger than every storm, deeper than shallow connections. Love in me is not based on sameness, but on divine unity, where I am the one who binds, empowers, and upholds. And in time you will realize I have not only given you a spouse, but a spiritual companion, someone who lifts you up when you feel weak, someone who prays with you when words fail, someone who holds your hand not only on your radiant wedding day, but on the ordinary, quiet, and sometimes weary days, and still chooses to stay because of the vow made before me. That is not a fairy tale. It is a sacred reality where I shape you through a love that is real and deep. Therefore, my beloved, if you are troubled by the difference in age, if you are wondering whether this is truly from me, pause. Offer that confusion to me. Let me speak to you in the stillness. I will confirm it with peace. I will illuminate it through my word, and I will use your own heart to testify that what I begin, I will finish. I do not lead you into a path only to abandon you halfway. I am the faithful one, and the love I build always carries purpose, protection, and promise at its end. Be bold and walk forward, my child. Do not seek perfection, seek obedience. Do not chase what pleases the world's eyes. Choose what I have sealed. And you will see what I choose for you not only pleases me, but will ultimately bring radiance to your soul, because it is a love born of heaven, sustained by grace, and perfected in my eternal will. I am always here waiting for your full trust, and when you are ready, I will do the rest in wonder and with great love. My beloved child, as your mind wrestles with thoughts about the future, about the one who will walk beside you for life, take a moment and listen to my voice whispering within your heart. I know you are asking, why is this person not what I imagined? Why is there a difference in age and background in how they came into my life? You are not wrong to ask those questions, for your heart longs for truth and wisdom. But today I come to give you a peace the world cannot offer. That peace does not come from perfect external alignment, but from a deeper understanding that my plans for you are always complete, even when they stretch beyond your knowledge or expectations. My child, let go of the quiet fear that has been pressing on your heart, the fear that you may not harmonize, the fear that others may not understand, the fear that the age gap may become a barrier to love. I say to you today, you do not need to fear. For I am the all-knowing one who wrote your story before your first cry, and not a single detail in it is random or mistaken. That your spouse is not what you envisioned does not disrupt my plan, it magnifies it. For I am not limited by human expectations. I am the infinite one who crafts miracles from contradictions, who brings life from what the world calls paradox. If today you can choose to trust, if you can courageously release the molds you thought were essential, you will be given eyes to see a glorious love I have prepared just for you. That love will not only astonish you but transform you. It will refine you, soften you, and help you realize that my grace is not an abstract concept, but a living reality most clearly seen when you love someone who does not fit your prior imagination. That love will draw you closer to me, increase your dependence on my guidance, and lead you into a spiritual maturity you could never reach if everything went according to your plans. Did you know, my child, you are not the first I have led into an unconventional relationship. If you search my word, you will find countless examples of how I brought people together from extraordinary circumstances, unions that made little sense to human standards, but in my light became epic stories of faith, unity, and eternal love. I gave Abraham and Sarah a love that transcended age and despair. I used Ruth and Boaz to show that faithfulness and obedience could build a lineage leading to the Savior. I called Hosea to love one thought unworthy to show that true love is not built on perfection, but on enduring faithfulness and great mercy. Beloved, what I do is not merely connect two individuals, but place two lives into a spiritual current where each step, each choice, each challenge becomes a stage for my glory to shine. When you step into a relationship in obedience regardless of age, the true strength lies not in numbers but in faith and reverence for me. There I will dwell between you as a threefold cord, not easily broken. In humble conversations, in shared prayers, in moments of forgiveness and mutual learning, you will see that my love is not just a comforting flame but a transforming power. So rest in my confirmation. If you feel a deep peace in your spirit, if the love you experience is born not from surface attraction but from reverence for me and spiritual unity, know that it is a sign. You don't need to chase everyone's approval or mold yourself into tradition. All you need is to listen to my voice and let my love be the foundation for every decision. For when I am the source of a relationship, it does not drift with emotion. It grows in faith, endures in trial, and fulfills divine purpose. Remember, my child, the love I give is not to satisfy shallow expectations, but to teach you to become more like me, patient, generous, humble, and strong. And if the one I've prepared for you comes from a different age, receive them not through comparison, but with gratitude and reverence for my divine plan. They are not meant to perfect everything, but to help you complete what I have begun in both your hearts. And one day when you look back, you will smile and say, Father, thank you for not choosing what I wanted, but what you in your infinite wisdom and love had always planned. My beloved child, on the path you are walking there will be moments when your heart wavers, times when you're unsure if you're truly going the right way, or whether the relationship you cherish can survive its differences. Perhaps you feel unsettled by the age gap, something the world often sees as an insurmountable barrier. You may notice the distance between life stages, the disconnect in conversation styles, or the vastly different experiences that make it hard to find common ground. These moments are real and human, and I do not deny those feelings of yours. But my child, let me remind you of this: I am always with you. I do not merely wait at the end of the road for your arrival. I walk with you through every small step, every bend in the path, every sigh, and every smile. And if I myself have ordained a relationship, you can be certain that I have also prepared everything necessary for that bond to bear fruit in grace and life. Do not be afraid when differences begin to surface. Do not retreat quickly when you see the other person thinks differently, lives differently, or feels differently, because it is precisely within those differences that true love has the opportunity to grow. If everything were the same, there would be nothing to learn. But when you must listen to someone whose journey is different from yours, you will learn patience. When you must adjust your communication to understand each other better, you will learn gentleness. And when you face the challenges that come with a difference in age, you will learn that love is not convenience. It is a daily choice to stay, to forgive, to mature. Always cling to my presence. Do not let a day pass without speaking with me. In every prayer you will find peace for your mind, clarity for what is still vague, and strength to love when your heart is weary. Open your heart to the Holy Spirit daily, not just to seek advice, but to receive inward transformation. For the Spirit will not only guide you, but will soften your soul, teach you humility, and show you how to love as I love you unconditionally, without demand, without limits. My child, keep humility in your heart as a farmer treasures a precious seed in his hand. Pride will cause you to see only yourself, leaving no room to see others. It will make you argue instead of listen, react instead of empathize, and strive to win rather than understand. But when you walk in humility, you will find you can learn from even what is different from you. You will realize the other person is not there to complete you, but to build with you a shared foundation where both of you learn, grow, and become rooted in a love grounded in me. And if ever you're unsure what is right, if the voices of the world become too loud in your ears, seek counsel, but do not let that counsel replace the voice of your Father. Weigh every piece of advice by the light of my word and the confirmation of the Spirit, for not everyone sees what I am doing within your heart. Some may judge from the outside, but only I see what is growing deep in the soul of both of you. My child, let this relationship you are guarding become a living testimony of my grace, so that others may look and not simply see two people struggling to endure each other, but witness a love built at the foot of the cross, where forgiveness abounds, patience is steadfast, and mercy is renewed every morning. Let that love reflect me to this world, proving that what man calls impossible is what I choose to use for my glory. That when the foundation is built upon me, no barrier is too great, no distance is too wide to overcome. Beloved, I do not only desire your happiness, I desire your holiness, your maturity, and your strength in faith. That is why at times I will lead you into relationships that are not easy, not perfect, but are full of potential to refine your soul. And when you walk faithfully with me in that relationship, you will find that love grows deeper, not resting on fleeting emotion, but on a sacred commitment. You will see your heart expand not only to love the other person, but to love me, because you know that without me you could not sustain the treasure you now hold. Be strong, my child, for I go before you. I uphold you from behind, and I hold your hand when you are weak. Keep walking, not because you have all the answers, but because you have faith. For where true faith exists, miracles follow. And the greatest miracle is not the change of circumstances, but the transformation of hearts to love more deeply, forgive more freely, and live closer to me. And that, my child, is the most precious gift a relationship in me can bring. I love you, and I will never cease to build you up in my unfading love. My beloved child, do not let fear creep into your soul like a thief in the night, for you have no reason to waver or doubt when you are held in my arms. I see your heart, I hear the silent sighs. I know the confusion unspoken, and even the things you try to hide behind your smile. But today, I want you to pause, to look up, and remember your faith is a treasure beyond compare. It is not small or fleeting, but a sacred connection between your soul and me, the one who has loved you with an everlasting love. My child, the gratitude you keep in your heart is the most profound and pure gift you can offer me. It needs no polished words, no grand gestures, only a heart willing to bow, a soul moved by my holy presence. Right now, in this very moment, as you pause in the midst of life's rush to return to me, that alone is a miracle, a sacred harmony between father and child, like the whisper of wind on still water, like morning light unveiling the night. Nothing is more sacred than a soul realizing it belongs to me, and you, beloved one, have belonged to me all along. So do not hesitate, do not keep your distance, do not question whether you are worthy. Come near to me with all that you are with, the wounds not yet healed, the weariness unspoken, the mistakes you keep repeating in your heart. For my arms are never closed. I do not ask you to be perfect to come near. I ask only that you have the courage to step toward my unconditional love, where every fear is cast out, every shame undone, and every wrong washed clean by the holy sacrifice I gave entirely for you. Know that my love for you is unshakable. It does not depend on what you did yesterday or where you are today. It is not driven by emotion, nor limited by time, nor worn down by failure. Even if you walk through fire or raging waters, I am the one walking with you. Even if you turn away for a moment, I remain waiting with gentle eyes and an open heart. For to me, you are not merely a creation, you are my beloved child, my joy, the reason I bore suffering to win the freedom of your soul. And my child, remember this, your mistakes, whether small or great, have been washed clean. They no longer define you. Do not let them haunt you like shadows stretching through the years. I did not shed my blood so you would live in shame, but so you would walk in a new light, the light of forgiveness and restoration. In my eyes you are no longer clothed in stains, but in a robe of radiant grace. There is no barrier left between us, no wall of separation, for I have broken every chain with a love that cannot be defeated. In my presence there is no room for shame, for I do not look at you with judgment. I look at you as a father who once lost his child but has now found them again. I do not count how many times you've fallen. I cherish every time you've stood up. I do not ask why you are weak. I simply extend my hand to lift you because I know that in your weakness, my grace is made perfect. Beloved, if your heart is heavy, lay it down at my feet. If you feel you are not enough, let me remind you, I did not call you because you are enough. I called you because I love you. And that love is the only place where your soul will truly find rest. Every time you return, heaven rejoices. Every time you whisper a prayer, no matter how small, I listen with all my heart. Every tear you shed, I count. Every unfulfilled longing I hold like a precious seed in my hands, waiting for the right moment to bloom. So come close to me without hesitation, without hiding. Let my gaze touch the hidden places of your heart. Let my word wash away the doubts, the wounds, and the unanswered questions. For I am not just the Creator, I am the Father who stays close, who loves patiently, who always calls you home. And in every moment like this, when you let go, when you dare to believe, when you open your heart, that is the miracle. No thunder, no earthquake, just one small soul daring to trust in the vastness of my love. And I promise in those seemingly ordinary moments, I will do something extraordinary. For I am your Father, and you are forever my delight. My beloved child, in a world so loud and demanding, I know you've often felt not good enough, not skilled enough, not worthy enough. There are so many voices from every direction insisting that you must be perfect, proper, flawless, as if your value only exists when you meet their standards. But child, hear my voice above all others, the gentle yet sovereign voice of the one who created your soul and loves you with unchanging love. You do not need to be perfect to be loved. You do not need to meet man's standards to be accepted. I embraced you before you ever sought approval. I chose you not because you were worthy, but because my love for you is absolute, sacred, and unbreakable. There will always be those who from the shadows of their own shortcomings speak judgment over you. They place upon you the weight of expectations and standards they themselves cannot meet. But child, they do not hold your destiny. They cannot determine your path. And they certainly cannot define the worth of a soul I redeemed with the blood of my only Son. There is only one perfect enough to stand before me, my Son who bore the weight of all sin, including yours. He stood in your place so you could stand in the light of grace without shame. So why would you bow to the narrow eyes and loveless words of men? You do not need to chase human approval to feel valuable. You have already been embraced by me, sealed as mine, and placed within a divine plan that no one else can fulfill. Every breath you take, every decision you make, every dream you carry rests in the loving providence of your Father. Nothing you are going through is meaningless. Not one moment of your life escapes my notice. And nothing, no judgment, no failure, no rejection, not even your deepest wounds can separate you from my love. So do not let your spirit waver because of words of rejection. Do not allow despair to take up residence in your heart, even when it seems that doors are closing and paths once short suddenly stretch into endless roads. Remember this: I am the one who can open doors no one can shut. When others say impossible, I say I can. When the world turns away, I still look at you with eyes full of mercy. When everyone else walks away, I remain. And when you feel lost, it is I who go before you to prepare the way, who walk beside you to support you, and who follow behind to guard you. You are walking a path unlike any other, for this journey has been crafted uniquely for you. Every intricate detail, every trial permitted not to break you but to shape you. And you are not alone on this path. There are things you have yet to see, promises that may feel delayed, but in my appointed time all things will work together for good. You only need to hold on to faith, not by your own strength, but by the unshakable constancy of my love. For that love is not built on fleeting emotion, but on an eternal covenant that I will never leave you, never let go of your hand, and nothing can change my mind about you. You are being held in the highest regard, not because you are perfect, but because you are clothed in the righteousness of the perfect one in your place. You are loved beyond understanding, for this love does not come from logic, but from my heart, the heart of the one who loved you before creation and will continue to love you into eternity. Do not compare yourself to anyone, for you were never made to be a copy of someone else, but to be wholly yourself under my guidance. Do not shy away when you fall short of others' expectations, for what matters is not where you stand in comparison, but where you are headed in the path I have marked out. Be courageous and continue walking, even if you cannot yet see clearly. Be thankful even in the days of darkness, for it is in that darkness that you will truly see the light that comes from me. Love yourself because I have already loved you first, and offer to me not just your successes, but also your tears, your unfinished prayers, your dreams that have yet to come to life, for I cherish them all. Everything you place in my hands I treasure like a jewel, and every time you return to me, all of heaven rejoices once again. My beloved child, come to me, not with a polished exterior, not after you have swept away every weakness or hidden every wound, but just as you are. With tear-stained eyes, with a heart still adrift, with longings unfulfilled and scars not yet healed. Come, because here in the heart of your Father you will find what no worldly place can ever give: complete acceptance, sacred and unconditional love, and an embrace that never closes. That love does not scrutinize you, does not measure you by success or failure, does not lessen when you are weak, nor increase when you strive harder. It is constant before you knew me, and forever beyond. Come with confidence, my child, whether in the radiant light of morning when your spirit is brimming with hope and faith, or in the somber quiet of dusk when you feel drained, empty, and have nothing left to offer. I am always present, I am always waiting, and I am always ready to receive all who seek comfort in me. There is no wrong time, no unsuitable emotion, no condition of your heart that can make me turn away. Whether you come in praise or in anger, in trust or in doubt, my arms are open. For I do not love you with shifting feelings. I love you with the unchanging essence of who I am, with faithfulness as enduring as myself. I know there are days when you wander through this vast world weighed down by nameless sorrow. Perhaps you do not know why you are sad, but it clings to every breath, every glance, every thought. Perhaps you carry wounds from the past, things that happened, words that were spoken, moments of rejection or pain that still cause your heart to tremble in silence. And then there are the mistakes, choices you wish you could undo, steps whose consequences still whisper regret. These burdens, whether old or new, whether shared or hidden deep inside, I see them all. But my child, do not let them drive you away from the light. Do not think you must wait until you are good enough to come home. It is in your most exhausted moments, in your weakest hours, that is when I long for your return the most. For I do not wait to judge you, but to heal you. I do not wait to interrogate, but to wipe away every tear. Come even if you bring unresolved pain. Come even if you're still unsure of the way. For with me no door is closed to a heart that longs to be renewed. If you are weary mentally, emotionally, spiritually, remember that I have never left your side. I am the one who silently walks beside you through the loneliest paths. The one who says nothing when your soul screams, yet gently places my hand over your heart to keep it beating. I am ready to welcome you back, not to scrutinize the route you've taken, but to lift you up from right where you stand. I do not ask for explanations or defenses for the turns in your life. I already know them all, every torn decision, every hidden pain, every sincere desire yet unmet. I hear even the silent prayers, the words you never found yet carry heavy within you each night. And I know that deep within you lies a longing to be made new, to rise from the ashes of the past, to breathe the air of grace, to feel once more the fullness of life without shame. My child, that longing is not in vain. It is not a fantasy, but the sacred echo of your soul answering my invitation. And if you are willing to come, just come, I will do the rest. I will heal, I will uphold, I will fill, I will restore. For I am the one who rebuilds what has been broken, who brings beauty from ashes, who calls you not by your mistakes, but by your identity in my heart. So, my beloved, come. Bring no offerings. Do not pretend to be strong. Just bring your true heart. For I do not seek perfection, I seek sincerity. And if your heart trembles but still longs to be loved, that alone is enough for me to call you my precious child. I will not let you be lost. I will not leave you alone. And I will not stop loving you until you believe you are truly loved. And in that very moment you will understand that nothing in this world, not the past, not sin, not another person, can separate you from my love, for you belong to me forever. My beloved child, pause for a moment and behold yourself in the sacred truth I long for you to remember. You are precious, chosen, and loved beyond what you've ever dared to believe. Do not let the narrow judgments of others or past words of belittlement blur your true worth in my eyes. For when I look at you, I do not see a shattered soul. I do not see a person full of faults or flaws. I see a creation formed from my very heart bearing, my breath bearing, my image, and born with a purpose no one else can fulfill. You are always remembered in my mind, never forgotten. Even when you feel alone in a crowd, I am still watching your every step, still whispering to you in the silence, you are my joy, you are my treasure. You may have doubted yourself, felt small in a vast world, compared yourself to others, and concluded that you were not outstanding enough, not talented enough, not worthy enough. But I want you to know this. Your value is not found in the fleeting eyes of others, but in my eternal gaze. And in that gaze, you are a warrior, a victorious soul. Not because you have never stumbled, but because you have not given up. Not because you are always strong, but because even in your weakness you still held on to me. I created you with a sacred mission, and nothing, no circumstance, no person, no past can erase that. Every morning you open your eyes is another opportunity I give you, an opportunity to walk not in fatigue but in strength from me, not in regret but in fresh hope. You are not limited by what has been. You are not trapped by what once happened. Mistakes, moments of weakness, wrong turns, they do not diminish your worth in my eyes. On the contrary, with each return you shine brighter, grow stronger, and draw closer to me. Do not let the past steal the joy waiting for you today. For joy, true joy from me, is not dependent on circumstances, but lives in your faith, gratitude, and steadiness. It is always within reach, ready for you to take hold of and live each moment with a heart ignited by hope. Remember that your existence is not a coincidence, but a blessing orchestrated before the foundation of the world. You were placed in this life not just to survive, but to shine, to sow hope, to lighten the burdens of weary souls. You carry within you a light that I placed there, a light unlike any other, and that light is what makes you irreplaceable. Even if you don't realize it, every word you speak, every act of kindness, every hug, every sincere presence you offer can be salvation to someone who is losing their way. You bring hope without needing to preach. You bring warmth without needing to boast. You are the bearer of light to places where it has begun to fade. There are souls quietly searching for something, a word of wisdom, a comforting presence, a glimpse of light in the darkness, and you, my child, are my answer to their cries. Do not underestimate your role. Do not doubt the impact you carry just because you have not yet seen the result. For your presence, when placed in my hands, carries a grace that surpasses understanding, that defies human logic. It reaches where words cannot go. It heals without visible signs. It quietly performs the work of heaven on this earth. Therefore, my beloved child, lift up your head, not because you are perfect, but because you are perfectly loved. Live each day with the confidence that you are not invisible, not alone, not lacking in love. You have been chosen, your name etched upon my heart, and nothing can undo that truth. Walk forward, even if slowly, but walk with trust, for you are not walking alone. I am beside you, going before you, upholding you, and waiting for you at the destination. Live with a deep gratitude for every breath you take, every person you meet, every lesson you learn is part of the greater masterpiece I am painting with you. My beloved child, do not miss the sacred moments I am setting before you. Even when it feels quiet, ordinary, or unclear, you are still being led by me deliberately and strategically into encounters I have orchestrated according to my divine design. These are not random meetings. They are divine intersections of destiny, where I use you as a vessel of grace to pour out blessings not only upon your life, but upon the lives of those who seek me with sincere hearts. Never underestimate the weight of your presence in another's life, for you may be the answer to a prayer whispered in silence. At the appointed time, you will see that you are the fulfillment of long-hidden hopes, the living evidence that my love is real and still at work in this world. I am not only working in you, I am working through you. My grace is not confined to the narrow borders of individual need. It overflows, it stretches, it reaches into thirsty hearts yearning for light. You are a channel of heavenly life, a bridge connecting wounded souls to the unwavering mercy of the Father. When you choose to walk the path of righteousness, you are not merely walking alone. You are stepping into a divine current where everything you touch bears the imprint of my hand. You will begin to see my presence revealed not only through great miracles, but also through the simplest of moments, a timely word, a door that opens unexpectedly, an encounter that seems incidental, but alters the course of your life. I will orchestrate circumstances beyond your imagination. You will witness scattered pieces falling into place, strangers becoming companions and dreams you once buried reawakening in new light. Nothing happens by chance, it all unfolds according to an order only I fully understand from beginning to end. Even when you must pause, slow down, or even turn back, do not fear, do not think you have lost your way. Trust that all of it is part of my plan, every delay, a preparation, every trial, a refinement, and every closed door, a redirection towards something greater, more beautiful, and more fitting for the destiny I have written for you. And one day, when you look back on the road you have walked, you will understand that the setbacks, detours, and delays of your dreams were not failures. They were bridges, stairways, and sacred invitations to draw closer to me. Every obstacle you faced was part of the journey that shaped who you are, becoming a soul strong in faith, rich in compassion, and empowered by the authority of heaven. My hand is always moving, my purpose is never late, and my love has never been absent. You may not always feel it, but trust this, I have never, not even for a second, left your side. So my child, hold your heart tightly within my hands. Do not let doubt steal the faith you have built through tears and prayer. Stay faithful, for you are in the midst of transformation, a journey not only of outward changes, but of inner renewal. I am leading you into wonder, not to adorn your life with fleeting glory, but to give you a life of depth, meaning, and abundance, not just in material things, but in spirit. Every step you take when guided by my Spirit brings you closer to your true self, the person I saw and loved before the first day ever began. The path I set before you is not a well-worn trail. It is a sacred path uniquely designed, with each segment carrying a divine purpose. And you are not wandering. You are being led hand in hand through every curve of grace. Even when you cannot clearly see the destination, trust the one who leads you. For I know exactly where you need to go, and I will not let you fall along the way. I am bringing you to a promised land within your spirit, a place where you will live in purpose, to be fulfilled by my presence, and shine like a star in the sky of my hope. Beloved child, keep going. Open your heart. Believe. And remember this, you are not only blessed for your own sake, but you are chosen to become a blessing for many. And when you step fully into that calling, you will see your life shaped by love, strength, and divine wisdom. Nothing you sacrifice will be wasted. No tear you shed will be forgotten. Everything, my child, will be made new, and I, your Father, will bring it to pass. For I have begun it, and I will finish it with all the eternal love I have for you. Amen. As a child of God, He is always beside you in every moment to remind you to walk by faith and dwell in His everlasting love. Follow and turn on notifications so you never miss a word I speak from heaven. Amen.